Anyhow, I'm back again. I made another mistake. I'm always doing this. I click something trying to find out what the hell I'm supposed to be doing, and what happens is I stop the broadcast and I've got to log in and do it again. I tell you, fair income. Now, I don't really know what I've got to do for people to drop in. I doubt if anyone will. But nothing ventured, nothing gained, and I'm here in case anyone wants to pop in and say hello. And I would really appreciate if you just pop in and say hello if you could. But like I say, I don't really know how people just pop in and say hello. Chat, yeah, I don't know what the chat's all about. Screen share, Skype, I know how to do that. Cameraman, draw, and Google Effects, and control room. I don't really know what that is. I don't know what really anything is here, to tell you the truth. I don't. But I'm here anyhow, and if I've made a mistake and people can't get on and been trying to get on, which I doubt, they probably won't. But I'm just not sure how anyone can get on. I don't know, if people... And here's this chat thing. I don't know what this is all about. Enter that chat message or link here. See, I don't know. I've watched other live stream events before, and people have been able to make comments and what have you, but I don't know if this is it or not. I'm really just learning. I'm really just finding my way with these live stream events. Enter chat message or link here. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Screen share. See, this is what happened the last time. Is when I popped this screen share on. And you see, you get all these things here, and I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with them. Oh, see it. Stop the bloody broadcast again. Oh, good God almighty, I don't know what the hell. Oh, God. Oh, no, it's still going. Yeah, I don't know what this screen shares. I'd really like someone to be able to... Oh, I suppose I get on the YouTube tutorials there and they'll be able to set me straight, I suppose. I don't know what this is here. You are presenting to everyone. Okay. I've got a little arrow here. I don't know what this is all about. You're presenting to everyone. You are presenting to everyone. Well, if you're live, if it's a live stream, wouldn't you be presenting to everyone anyhow? Oh, beats the hell out of me. I really don't know. This is all very confusing for an old fella like me. You know, I'm a real tyro when it comes to things high tech, and I'm always thankful that my eldest son lives close by, and he always pops over, usually every day, every other day. And if I got a problem, he can sort it out for me just like that. But he had to do that last night because I didn't realize before that these live streams, when you are finished broadcasting, automatically upload to YouTube. I had no idea that happened, and when I found out it did a couple of days ago, I had to I wanted to download them, and I knew of a simple way by typing SS before the Y in YouTube in the I don't know whatever it's called, and it used to go onto a YouTube page or your YouTube page, and you just had to click a couple of prompts, a couple of links, and Bob's your uncle. But when I tried that the other day, all these different apps popped up, and of course, you know, I thought, oh well, if this is what I got to do. So I downloaded all these apps, and of course, what happens when you download a different app? Oh, excuse me. it changes things. It changes things. Some of your settings, like my Google main page. I've got the Google main page, which has got Google up the top, and then you've got a long extended rectangle where you can put your cursor in, and below that you've got all these little squares of all the most popular sites you go on. You can just give them a click, like Facebook and YouTube and Google Plus, and I've got a couple other things there as well. And then on the top right corner, you've got your icon, and you've got the bell that notifies you when you get a message from Google Plus, and it's got a couple other things there as well. Well, they just disappeared, poof, just like that. And I was lost. I didn't know how to get them back. Well, my son came down last night, and after a couple of clicks here and there, bingo, they were back. But see, that sort of thing really angers me. That you download an app to make it easy to, so-called in one step, to download videos from YouTube, and it changes your settings. Oh. Yeah. Anyhow, what I planned to do was I wanted to download my live stream so I could edit it, and but I didn't get around to doing that. And I thought I'll just leave it up there, whatever's up there. I did delete one, by the way. I didn't remember deleting the damn thing, but I must have deleted it because it's gone. And same with this one. I'm not sure whether I'll download and bother editing or not. I think I must have a little bit of hay fever. My nose has been running almost incessantly this morning. Oh dear. What are you going to say? Still a mastermind thing. Goes all the time. Oh, God. I haven't even got a cup of tea here. Yeah. So, yeah, I would really appreciate if someone would actually pop in and have a bit of a chat. And I could figure out, or they can help me, how to get a handle on these live streams. Like I said, I'm virtually talking to myself as far as I know. I'm just virtually talking to myself. So, for all intents and purposes. Yeah. Well, I suppose I've got to fill in a bit of time, haven't I? Although I'm probably wasting my time because, like I say, I don't know what I'm really doing here. And no one's probably going to drop in because I haven't done something. Because I don't know what that something is I have to do. Anyhow, I could show you, just to fill in a bit of time. I just recently bought a new camera. It's a Canon. What's it called? Hang on. It's a Rebel T5 EOS 1200D, a DSLR. And the main reason I bought it was because it had manual focus, and I could change the lenses. And I did buy another lens. I think it's a 50 to 300 millimeter, and it's also got macro on it. So is this other little camera. This one here I bought a few years ago. It's a Nikon L800 Coolpix, and it's been a terrific little camera. I've never had any problem with it. In fact, I've used this camera to upload a greater portion of my 140 odd video uploads to YouTube. And but the thing is, it doesn't have manual focus. Now, what happens is that's fine most of the time. But when you're doing, say, a little welding project, which I've uploaded videos on from time to time, when you move in front of the lens, the making movements, the focus changes, and sometimes you'll get blurred sections, and I don't like that on my videos. So that was the main reason I bought the Canon, because I could, with the manual focus, I could just set the focus and I wouldn't have to worry about it. But I suppose it's 6.5, half a dozen other. But anyhow, the Canon was on special at the time. It was only a couple of months ago, and I think they normally sell here in Oz at around $600 odd, but it was on special for $399, I think it was, and you got $100 cash back. So I firstly made the camera $2.99, and because my son works at Big W, both my boys work at Big W. My oldest boy here in Coffs Harbour, and my youngest son down at Taree. Well, that's a couple hundred kilometres south here, Coffs Harbour. And they get a discount card, and one member of the family can get a card as well, and that drops an extra 5% off. So yeah, this Canon, it cost me under $300. I mean, really cheap as chips. Yeah. Anyhow, I'll just put these fellas back up here. I just put them on top of the print. I keep them nice and handy, because I've been interested in the UFO phenomenon. Oh, gee whiz. Since I had my first sighting, I think it was in 1967. That's 48 years ago. That's a long time ago. Yeah, and at that time, it was just a brief sighting. I just saw a shiny metallic object in the northwest sky, and really didn't think much of it. That's a long time ago. Maybe I just thought it was a plane, but the more I think about it, there wasn't any noise. It was just this object there reflecting the sun's rays, and then I watched it for about a minute as it slowly disappeared to the northwest horizon, and I just simply fobbed it off. But as the years went on, there came more and more reports about UFO sightings around the world, and there was, of course, in the late 60s and early 70s. I never came across too many books on the UFO phenomenon, but I think what really got me interested was Eric von Däniken's Chariots of the Gods, and of course there were a lot of maybes in that and a lot of if onlys, and but no, it was an interesting documentary, and it got me thinking, and of course as the years went on, I had a couple of more sightings, and then I found out about the Roswell incident. I really don't remember what year that was, and that really that really interested me. And of course, in Australia, I think it was I'm sure it was in the early 70s. But anyhow, we had up here in Queensland what they call the Tully saucer nest, and there was a lot of it on the news and in the papers where these compressed circles were found in the marsh. The reeds that were flattened down in a circular shape, and they were going on about people seeing strange lights in the sky and what have you. And it was known as the Tully saucer nest. I'm not sure if a book was written about it. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe it was. But anyhow, if you're interested in having a look, just get on the Tully saucer nest on the internet, and you'll be able to find out about it. But yeah, Roswell remains probably the most talked about UFO incident in the history of the UFO phenomenon. I'm certain, or actually, if the spokesperson, the army individual, had said that from the start that it was a balloon a balloon that crashed, then that would have been the end of it. But no. They said it was a saucer. They captured a flying saucer. And of course, the very next day, that individual had to recant that statement and said, no, it was a balloon. And of course, that well and truly threw the cat among the pigeons. And of course, we've had conspiracy theories running rife ever since. That was in 1947. That's 47, 53, 68 years ago. And still, I think even today, particularly today, it's bigger now than it ever was. And people going on worldwide about government cover-ups and so on, which no doubt I think is true. The government certainly knows more about the UFO phenomenon than they're letting on. And I think it's all baloney about that they're keeping it a secret because it will cause worldwide panic. I don't think that's true at all. I think today people are so used to UFO reports, UFO sightings, and God knows there's a plethora of books out and videos and what have you. And I really don't think people would panic at all. Oh, that might be different if it was something like Mars Attacks, and they saw it live on TV. Well, that'd be a different thing, wouldn't it? But I don't think that sort of thing's going to happen. But yes, like I said, I'm very much in the UFO phenomenon. In fact, 3 going on 4 years ago, I had the best sighting um, in my life. In my at the time, what was it, 62 years. And I was here in my shed office, and as usual, it was around about 20 past 8, I think it was, because, and I know that because I just happened to look down at the clock on the monitor down in the bottom right corner. And I thought, oh, well, I'd go and get a cup of tea. I usually go up, take my mug up and nuke a mug of tea. Anyhow, I'd gone out the shed, hadn't taken more than about 3 or 4 steps, and I just looked up, and there it was. It was a fire in the sky. I'm telling you, literally, it was a fire in the sky, and it was close. To me, it seemed to be over the street just to the east of my place, no more than 100 meters away, and it was a red flame at the bottom and an orange flame at top. And I called out to my wife. I kept calling out to her, but she had the door closed. I think it was wintertime then, and she couldn't hear me. But I kept watching and watching. I kept calling and calling, and eventually she came up. But by the time she joined me, this fire in the sky had coalesced into an orange orb, about the size of an orange, held at arm's length. And we both just stood there looking at it, and it slowly moved east. And we kept watching it until it disappeared from view. It was a fantastic sighting, but that wasn't the end of it. Because after it was gone, I went inside with my wife and I nuked a cup of tea. And when I came back out, I looked up to the up high, about 60 degrees to the southeast, and there the orange orb was back, and it was heading almost due west. And unfortunately, there was a huge bank of clouds in the sky, and I just watched it until it disappeared behind the clouds. And I just kept watching and watching, but the cloud bank was immense, and it obviously just well, it never came back into view. And the tragedy of it all is that I did have a small digital camera at the time, but when I first had the sighting, the fire in the sky, I went into my shed to get the camera. Well, the battery was flat, wasn't the batteries were flat, and I couldn't find any batteries for the camera, so I wasn't able to record it. But I have been thinking about making a reenactment of it, whatever they call them, using special effects and that. But I all got it up here in my mind how to do it, but I just don't know how to carry it out. But maybe sometime in the future. But anyhow, I tell you what, it was the be-all end-all of sightings I've ever had. In fact, I think it's the best sighting I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of sightings on YouTube and all the different YouTube channels there. And of course, the greater majority of them are just hoaxes. Why people would do that is beyond me. I just don't know. I don't see the point in that. But I think that sighting, if I'd have managed to capture that on, I think it would have been the be-all end-all. I think it would have, it without a doubt would have been the best sighting by anyone anywhere to be recorded. But that's life. Anyhow, it's 1:27 here, and you are presenting to everyone, and I really don't know what that means. And like I say, I don't know. Hang on, I don't want that. That can go. And if anyone was watching, I just don't know how they'd be given part of this live stream. I just don't know. And we got here you. I don't know what that is. Hide from broadcast. Stop presenting. Profile mute. Well, hide from broadcast. Is that where someone else would pop up? I don't know. Let's just get hide from broadcast. I don't know how the live broadcast now. I may unmute myself. Oh, God. Come on, someone. Come on and tell me what I'm doing wrong on this live stream. How the hell do I talk to someone? Oh, God, what do I do? Just got to sit around here like a shag on a rock. This is what I really expected I would be doing. You know, I thought, as a social experiment, I will go live for an hour from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., Monday through to Friday. And I decided to do it today, Tuesday, March 10, just to see what would happen. I'm like that, you see. Yeah, I'm like that, you see. Oh, God, I don't know. Oh, now, do you like my shed behind? What you see behind? Yeah, it's a clutter, I can tell you. And I tell you, if you were to see what's in front of me, what I see in front of me, holy smoke. We really do accumulate stuff. All of us, we're all guilty of accumulating stuff. I mean, our house is chock-a-block full of stuff. It's all good stuff, mind you, just like I have here in my shed. It's all good stuff, all valuable stuff, but there's a lot of it. And sometimes I look at it and it really overawes me at times. You know, I think, oh, good grief, look at all the stuff I've got. And this is only in my shed. This is a 9 by 4 meter shed. That's 36 square meters. And behind me there's a little wood shed, one of those garden shed. It's a 3x3. It's a 9 square meter shed, and it's full of scrap metal and wood, and it's got a lathe and a table saw. And then across the other side of the yard, the eastern side of the yard, there's 3 more garden sheds. And excuse me, one of them's chock-a-block full of old bikes. And I got a few tools over there. And the next shed is the mower shed, and it's got the line trimmer and the chainsaw and the blower and all this stuff. And it's got bits and pieces, stuff that I suppose a lot of it you'd boxed up in a couple of tea chests, you know, the sort of stuff that it's too good to throw away, like all our boys' babies' clothes and so on and so forth. You know, it's, what do you call it? It's all got an emotional attachment to it. Yeah, well, I think there comes a time when, you know, you've got to put your emotional attachments to some things aside and just throw them out. Or try and sell them on eBay or Gumtree or whatever. And then we got another shed further down. This full of gardening tools, you know, forks and spades and rakes and there's other stuff down there as well. I tell you, I wouldn't want to move. I couldn't move. You know, it would drive me nuts. I'd just go around the bend if I had to move from here. I just couldn't stand it. It's bad enough packing up to go away for 3 months because, you know, you've got to take everything with you because you haven't got it. Once you're 800 kilometers away, what do you got to do without it? I'm starting to get sore in the jaws from talking. But I suppose I got to say something considering I'm sitting here and I really don't know what to talk about. You know, I suppose I could get out my first self-published novel and start reading here, but I don't really want to do that because I already uploaded a few videos doing that beginning, what was it, last year, around about, excuse me, March of April last year. It was a waste of time. You know, that's why I started my YouTube channel. I started my YouTube channel to promote my first self-published novel, Aggravation, Life's Full of It. And the Life's Full of It, by the way, is just in brackets. It was just something I thought of that because I got a lot of merchandise made, caps, T-shirts, and bumper stickers. And everyone thought it was a great idea. Yeah, of course, but I've still got most of those bumper stickers and hats and T-shirts here. No one was interested in them. You know, I started a website trying to sell the book online along with the merchandise. Sold one book, and that was to a lady here in Coffs. And I delivered it to her in person and refunded the cost of postage. But, you know, that was the thing that killed me. The book cost me $9.10 each book, and I had 2,500 printed. I spent just over $22,000. $22,000. No fool like an old fool. But I wanted to do it. And if I hadn't done it, I would have kept on it myself saying, you should have done it. You should have done it. Now, in retrospect, in hindsight, I wish the hell I hadn't done it because I blew $22,000. But all in up, the whole thing cost me around close to $30,000 because I got packaging in, special packaging to put the book in, and I got special boxing just in case people wanted to buy the book along with merchandise. Yeah, silly me. And all this stuff's in the shed here, and I can't get rid of it. But as I said, you know, the book cost me $9.10 each. Now, I'd have been happy to sell the book for around about $12.95 or $13.95. But it was the cost of postage that killed me. I mean, I recently sent 6 copies of that book overseas to some special Facebook friends, 6 of them, and each time it cost me $30. I think it was $29.65, but now close to $30 to post a book, a little package, $30. So I posted those 6 books. That cost me $180. I signed and dedicated the books, and you know what? Only 2 of those 6 had the decency to give me any feedback, and that was 12 months ago. And that sucks, doesn't it? I mean, that really sucks. Now, I reckon I've given away far more of those books, given away free, all signed and dedicated, than I've actually sold. I actually had 3 novels on Amazon Kindle. I had Aggravation, Henry Talbot's book of Yesterdays, and Saturdays and Nice Bobos. And I think I sold 10 books all up. And the royalty on that, I think, would have been, I don't know, $10 or $12 or whatever. But when I pulled them off Amazon, because it was a waste of time, I was just one among, 700, 800,000 odd other indie authors. And it was a waste of time, as I think the greater majority of indie authors will realise. I couldn't get those royalties because it was less than $100. So Amazon, they can't lose, can they? No. No, they can laugh all the way to the bank. Anyhow, I pulled those 3 books off Amazon Kindle, and I have them for sale as ebooks on my website, johnsbooksasp.com.au. That's johnsbooksasp.com.au. And available for 99 cents. And I published, I spent a bit of money boosting posts on Facebook. Waste of money. Complete nut. I tell you right now, folks, if you ever consider boosting a post on Facebook, don't do it. It's a complete and utter waste of money. And but I haven't sold one of them. I haven't sold one book. Uploaded to your email address. I did give a copy to a young lady I met on Google Plus who lives in India, and I did upload it to her email address free of charge. And I know it works fine because I did try it with my oldest boy just to make sure it worked. So I don't know what the problem is. 99 cents. I even had a period there, put a notice on Google Plus that for 10 days I was offering all 3 books free. All they had to do was give me their email address. Not one taker. I know people still read, but to me it seems that people don't read. No, I couldn't even give the damn things away. In fact, I'm shortly going to take a couple of these boxes down to the city centre mall here in Coffs, and I'm going to put the GoPro camera on the bill of my cap, and I'm going to say, "Hello, John Hampton, would you like a free copy of my first self-published novel?" And I'm just going to give them away, just to see what happens, And I wouldn't mind betting you, I'll upload the video to YouTube, and I wouldn't mind betting you that there'll be those who say, "Oh, no, I don't want a free copy." Yeah. I even went to the markets here in Coffs trying to sell my book. And why people stopped and had a look and said, "Oh, it sounds good," they didn't want to buy it. Didn't want to buy it. I was trying to sell it at the time, I think, $25. I thought, I've had to pay money to get the stand, and so I've got to try and recoup the money. So I put it at $19.95. It was probably too dear, but no, couldn't sell a book. In fact, I went to a local writers' festival here, and it didn't cost me anything to set up a stand. And I did sell one book. But the guy I had to put up with was inebriated, and he was driving me nuts. I tell you, I was hard-pressed to get rid of him. Oh, what can I say? But anyhow, I'm thinking now that I might try the markets out one more time and sell the books for $2. That will be a loss of $7.10 per book. But look, I've got about 2,400 copies still here in my shed, and I've just got to get rid of them. My youngest son, he suggested that I go out into the yard, I really couldn't do it in my yard, and shoot the books. Make a YouTube video, make a video and upload to YouTube. I have done that in the past. I've actually shot 2 books. When I've been away camping. I had a book. That was by an Australian author, by the way, and I was hard pressed reading 20 pages. It was so full of Aussie vernacular, g'day mate, righto mate, good day, and all this sort of stuff. I couldn't read it. So the next morning I took it out and shot it with the 12-gauge shotgun 3 times. And then I got my 30-30 rifle out and I shot it another 3 times. Take that. And but yeah, I mean, maybe it would be hilarious. Or maybe I could just get the whole kit and caboodle, the whole 2,400 cop, pile them up in the yard or pile them up somewhere where I could set fire to them and say, guy sets fire to 2,400 self-published book because he couldn't sell them. Maybe that'd go viral. Maybe it'd be worth it. Maybe I might get 10 million views and make 40,000 bucks. Might be worth it. Who knows? I'll tell you what, the way I'm feeling about the whole thing, I might just do it. Now, look, I'm not saying to people, don't self-publish. Yeah, sure, self-publish where it's free of charge on Amazon, Kindle, Lulu, or whatever. And certainly don't stop writing. I mean, it's had a profound effect on me because I once had a passion for writing, which I don't have anymore. And, I've written 5 novels all told, and now I've got 2 works in progress, and they've been in works in progress for more than 6 months, and I haven't added a word to them. Same with a couple of short stories. I just can't be bothered anymore. And I did upload a short story to Google Plus about a month or so ago, but there were no comments. That's the thing. I didn't even get any likes. I don't understand it. I mean, it seems to be the same on Facebook. I share all my YouTube uploads on Facebook, but I barely get a like or a comment. And in fact, now, if it wasn't for one particular Facebook friend in the United States, I wouldn't share on Facebook at all, because I think basically Facebook's a waste of time. In fact, I had an author page on Facebook, and I was getting up towards 500 likes, and but I was fed up with it. I'd go on there and I'd put on posts and I'd try to promote my book or books, and I'd spend money boosting posts and what have you. And then I made, not too long ago, I made a trailer for a movie not yet made based on the book Aggravation. And I put it on Facebook, and I boosted the post for $100. $100. Now, over 17,000 people, and I don't know how Facebook knows this, but they told me over 17,000 people saw the post, and yet I got 10 likes. 10 likes, and I think I got 1 or 2 comments about the video. 10 likes out of 17,000 people. You get 10 likes. Go figure. Yet all some other people have to do on Facebook is put a new picture of themselves, and they get scores of likes. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It really pisses me off. And I know others who have boosted posts on Facebook and have said it's been a total waste of money. And it is. Don't boost posts on Facebook. Save your money. Use it for something else. But back to writing. Look. There are millions of indie. I don't really like the term indie. I really don't. But it's people use the term all the time. But if you want to write, because we've all got stories to tell. Each and every one of us have got stories to tell. I know a chap in the US that I talked to once on Skype, and he's commented a lot on my video uploads. And he's got some stories to tell. And I keep telling him, write a book. And he says, oh, I should, but that's the way. It's the apathy of people. That's it. I'm sure there are oodles of people out there who'd like to write a book, but they just can't be bothered. He'd be interested. Doesn't matter who's interested. It's the therapy of it. It's putting these thoughts up here, your life experience down on paper. It doesn't matter whether you want to publish it or not. It's just the writing. And I suggest to people, just get a pen and a pad in front of you, a bit of paper, and just write down whatever pops into your head. Just get going. Just write it. Doesn't matter how silly it sounds. Doesn't matter how banal it is. Just write it down. Just write down whatever pops into your head and keep on writing it down until nothing else pops into your head, until your head's a blank. Then stop. and read what you've written. And I guarantee you, there will be a word or words, there will be a sentence or part of a sentence, or maybe there might be an entire paragraph that will give you a light bulb moment and say, hey, yeah, I can extrapolate on that. Yeah. And don't get the idea that, a book has to be, 100, 150,000 words. No, not at all. Some of the most successful books have been very short books, like Miss Albums, Tuesdays with Maury. Oh, that thing had 16 prints. Probably had could have had 20 or 30 prints by now. It was a huge success. It was only a very small book. I mean, I bought it, and it wasn't a bad read, but and it did cost, I'm not sure, was it $17.95 or $19.95 or whatever. A tiny little book, and yet it was a bestseller. Guy would have made a mozza out of it. So that's what I'm saying. A book doesn't have to be a massive tome. You don't have to be a Stephen King Under the Dome type, 800, 900,000 pages or whatever. No. You leave that sort of work to the likes of Stephen King, my all-time favourite author, by the way. And but I've written 5 novels, and on average, I suppose I've written about 125,000 words. Aggravation's 133,000 words. Henry Talbot's 138,000 words. I think Saturday's Night's Babe was the shortest book I wrote. I think it was only 86,000, 88,000, whatever. And my wife getting the washing off the line. Anyhow, it's 1:45. I've got 15 minutes left. It's paid in the office. No one's going to pop in and say hello. Or maybe they want to, and I just haven't enabled them the link for them to do so. What can I say? I could say plenty, really. I could. I haven't even got a joke I could tell you. I haven't even got a joke. Oh, God, I don't know. So, I'm getting a bit dry in the mouth here, and I said 14 minutes to go now. Yeah, I thought there was a bit of cloud moving in, but not yet. It's usually later in the afternoon. Usually comes in from the southwest, these storms, when you get to the lake. There was another storm yesterday afternoon, but it drifted way north, and I think it got up to Grafton, which is about 80 kilometres north of Coffs Harbour. I think they copped it. And but like I said, it seems like eons ago, it is the storm season. What do you expect? Oh, God. God, my friends, I tell you. Oh, sore back. Sore on the right side of the chair. I tell you, I'm falling to pieces. I really am. I'm absolutely falling to pieces. Oh, did you by chance see my short film upload to YouTube called Emphysema Man? Yes, I have emphysema. And I decided to make a short film out of it called Emphysema Man. A true story, my story. It goes for just a tad over 8 minutes. It's been pretty well received for me, anyhow. With my YouTube channel, it's in a month I've gotten 760 odd views, which is terrific. Oh, I know. There's a lot of YouTube channel owners there who upload videos and they get amount of views in a couple of hours. But I'm only a small YouTube channel owner. I've only got 30 subscribers, and even though I've uploaded 141 videos, I think it is, most of them are silly videos. They're short videos because I like to try and make people laugh if I can. I even make myself laugh when I'm editing them. Sometimes I just can't get my tongue around words. When I was a kid, I couldn't say negligee. I couldn't say it. And today I'm playing literally. I get tongue tied with that word. Literary. I don't know. I suppose that happens to all of us, doesn't it? Probably each and every one of us has a word we can't say correctly. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just me, What can I say? Anyway, what was I saying? Striking rain. Mine's gone blank. Now, if you're watching this, you'll probably laugh your head at this, but my mind just goes blank. What was I saying? Was it about writing? Probably. Yes, I mean, write. Go ahead and write, just for the self satisfaction, for the achievement of doing something like that. And believe you me, once you finish the work, you will feel on top of the world. And just write it as it pops into your head. Whatever set is there, you write it down, and you can do it on Microsoft Word if you like. But I tell you what you find is that flashing cursor on a blank page, or even a partly started page, can really be aggravating. It really can. It can tense you up, stress you out. So that's why I suggest if you start writing, you do with a pen, piece of paper, and just jot down your thoughts, and then get on the Word, and then start typing it out. And even then, don't be too worried about grammar. You can do that at another time. And we all make mistakes in grammar. Good grief, there isn't a writer out there who doesn't make mistakes. I've made plenty. With aggravation, I must have proofread it a score of times, and then I had a professional proofreader do it, and there were still mistakes. Yeah, still mistakes. In fact, I've lost count of the number of books I've read in my 67 years. There'd be literally thousands of them, and I have never come across one, not even one book that is free of mistakes. There is always the odd little mistake. So, and they're professional. They're done by professionals. Notice I didn't say expert. I hate the word expert. To me, there is no such animal as an expert. An expert is someone who knows everything, and no one on the face of this planet knows everything about any particular subject. I'd be happier if people would say a professional, an authority, but never an expert. No, never an expert. Oh, yeah. So look, just write. Just write. My wife's been doing her family tree and my family tree, and a couple of others all joined together in a very big family tree, massive anthology. She's been doing it for 25 years. And if people in her family and my family had actually kept a diary or written down their thoughts as it's in an exercise book or whatever, it would have made it a hell of a lot easier for her to find out facts. This Ancestry.com, it advertises that it's easy, but it's not. Oh, God, no, it's not. There's a lot of hard work in putting together a family tree. A lot of hard work. And if you can't get those you contact to help, and believe you me, my wife found that out, that a lot of people she contacted just didn't want to talk about it. For whatever reason. Skeletons in the closet, perhaps, who knows. But she's done had to do a lot of stuff, and overseas. And the biggest problem was that during the Second World War, the archives, I think it was in London, were hit, and with bombs, or maybe a doodlebug, one of the B-1 rockets or something like that. And a lot of the records were lost. And it's only been recently that a lot of those records have somehow been restored. God knows how the hell they did it all, and now the information's available again, and there's more information becoming available here in Australia from the War Memorial in Canberra, and there's always new sections you can get onto and so on. But really, don't believe what you see in that advertising on Ancestry.com, because it's nowhere near as easy as they make it out to be. Nowhere near as easy. You've got to really be committed, like it is with writing. You've got to. Writing is a craft, and you have to have a passion for it. Like I said, I don't have or maybe I didn't say, but I once had a passion for writing, but with what I went through, I don't have that passion anymore. And but if you've got a passion for something, or develop a passion for something, then it's not a task. It's like if you're self-employed or you work at a job you really love, then it's not work at all. I never had that in my working career. I've worked oodles of different jobs, and I hated them all. Oh, they had moments where I really enjoyed, but No, they were just sheer drudgery. I mean, it's just a way to earn a wage. I think that's true with most folk. I think most folk just go to a job that they'd rather be somewhere else. But unfortunately, they can't do it. They need the money to pay the mortgage to keep their family. And but yes, I still have a passion for hunting and shooting and fishing and camping because I love the great outdoors. And but for writing, no, I just don't have that passion anymore. Maybe it'll come back. Who knows? I might finish these two books that are works in progress and the short stories. Who knows? Uh, we just don't know what the future holds for us. In fact, I never thought I'd be 67 years of age. I really didn't. It really surprised the hell out of me that I celebrated my 67th birthday. Who knows? No, I might luck. I'll probably celebrate my 97th birthday as well. I might even reach 100. Yeah, that'd be right. Oh, well, if that's the way it's going to be, it's going to be, and so be it. Anyhow, I've got 6 minutes left of the hour here, and it's obviously no one's going to pop in and say hello. And so what? Oh, God, never mind. And this video, when I stop broadcasting, will be uploaded, or maybe it'll be two because I made a boo-boo and stopped the broadcast. So there'll probably end up being two videos. What the heck? Who cares? Look, it's I got 5 minutes left. I think I'm wasting my time. I'm getting hungry. I'm thirsty, and my mouth's very, very dry. So I think I'll call it quits. And until the next hour where I waste my time, if you do watch it or have watched this video, thank you for watching, and bye for now.